West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
A very good evening to you, dear viewer. This is West Nile TV, and I want to welcome you to a very special edition of our talk show this evening. It's Monday, and we are having a very, very important discussion, especially on issues to do with refugees in West Nile region. And this day, we are going to be discussing the theme for World Refugee Day. That is the topic that we are having this evening, until everyone is safe, bridging the health gap for refugees in West Nile region. As we commemorate the World Refugee Day 2026, we want to bring your attention and your focus to aspects of Protect SRHR this very evening. And in the studios, ladies and gentlemen, my guest is none other than the Assistant Settlement Commandant, that is to do with the Office of the Prime Minister in Rhino Camp Refugee Settlement, or Mogo Extension, and he is Mr. Wejuli Victor Nicodemus. Good evening. You're most welcome to West Nile TV.
Thank you so much. Good evening, our dear viewers. I'm happy to be here to discuss the issues to do with sexual reproductive health rights, especially in the context of the refugee settlement in West Nile.
All right. You're most welcome once again.
Thank you so much.
And now, dear viewer, you know what we're going to be discussing this evening, and I want to let you know that you can be part of us by going to our online portal on YouTube, and we are also on StarTimes as well. Yes, thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Yusuf Andabati Opingopi. I am your host this evening. Now, kindly, Mr. Wejuli,
Yes.
give us an overview of our discussion this evening, and giving us an introduction to what we are discussing and why we are discussing it today. You're welcome.
Thank you. Today we are celebrating the resilience and the strength of the refugees. You're aware every 20th of June is the World Refugee Day. And this year we were unable to celebrate it because of the Ebola. We received guidelines and we were unable to celebrate. Actually, we're supposed to celebrate it tomorrow for Rhino Camp. Unfortunately, we had to postpone until further notice when the SOPs are lifted. We always celebrate the strength, the resilience, and the contributions of the refugees in West Nile. You are aware West Nile is one of actually the biggest region hosting refugees in Uganda. Uganda hosts about 1.7 refugees, close to 2 million. Yes.
Yes.
And West Nile, Rhino Camp alone hosts about 200,000 refugees.
Wow.
Meaning we have a lot of refugees, and we host mainly from Sudan, South Sudan, and Congolese. As I come to talk to today, we no longer receive refugees because of Ebola virus, and we have received many people coming, especially because the conflict, the cause of the response and the influx has never ceased from the countries of their origin. But they still come, where we keep on advising them to still hold on until we open the borders fully to receive the refugees.
So what, maybe just on this one, for clarity purposes, what do you normally do with the few that keep coming through? Because I do understand, I think every Mondays, Wednesdays?
Yes,
there are some refugees at the OPM offices that are always in Arua City.
Yes.
So what do you do with those that keep coming in voluntarily on their own?
Yeah, of course, now you are informed that, you remember the other time, they had that the border of Uganda and Congo had been temporarily closed as we respond to the Ebola virus. So we always advise them to hold on, and we take them back, especially at the collection centers. As like Kuluba Collection Center, in Elegu. We always advise them before they cross to Uganda. We always advise them to go back. The immigration officers, the officers, they are responsible for that. Just to say that we avoid importing the virus to the country. Yes.
Okay. Just a brief, maybe background on until everyone is safe. Protecting the HRR. Just give us, maybe in just 30 seconds, some brief overview on this.
Yeah, this year's theme is until everyone is safe. A lot has to be done. And if a lot has to be done, Particularly, this project is trying to bridge the health gaps. Like I told you, SRHR, for the viewers' benefit, is sexual reproductive health and rights. There are a number of gaps that are affecting the refugees, given their big numbers in West Nile. You look at the pressure on the existing health facilities. You see, last year we had to, at the start of this year, we received a number of challenges, including health, that prompted the closure of health facilities. Everyone is aware of the Trump pronouncements that affected globally. So UNHCR could advised that we close some facilities because they did not have the capacity to support the human resource. And this affected us greatly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we'll be having a lot of discussion on this issue here, but as we proceed, can you give us an overview of the refugee situation in West Nile as it stands now?
As it stands now?
Yes.
The general situation, I could say it is calm. Like I told you, we are no longer admitting new arrivals. And earlier this year, we received guidelines from the minister. We lifted the prima facie. Prima facie is the exclusive granting of refugee status. Especially during the influx. Now that it reduced, we received guidelines that whoever comes in is registered as an asylum seeker. Is given asylum seeking certificate, renewable in 3 months, pending refugee eligibility committee verification. So you see that the number.
Why are you doing that?
We give the prima facie status depending on the situation. So the number, the influx is not as it used to be during the emergencies.
Could this be because there is no active,
wars happening? The civil wars have reduced. Yes.
Yes. Please proceed.
So the number of new arrivals reduced this year because you realize there used to be spontaneous returns. People come in the country, they receive the refugee status. Actually, it's what used to bring most of the people here. They receive the refugee status, but they go back.
They go back to the war zone.
They go back to their countries of origin. For example, we have a new zone in Rhino Camp. But we admit people there, we take their people to resettle them there. But when you go after 1 week, you don't find the people you have. You have resettled them. So now when they realize that prima facie was lifted, you realize the numbers drastically reduced. And the number of new arrivals has reduced. Just like you can see at the desk, the buses are no longer busy as they used to be. And the support that used to come during those years, you see these people keep on communicating. They tell them things are not okay even in the settlement. So the number
we are starving. Things are not very well.
So like now, last year, we had the recategorization. We recategorized refugees into category 1, category 2, and category 3. Category 3, these are people who are presumed to be and they are supposed to be self-reliant and resilient. They don't receive the people. Most people know it as the cash ratio. The support from WFP that are the monthly ratio that we used to give. Most of the refugees are close to 80%.
Self-reliant.
Are self-reliant. And even this one in category 1 and 2, category 1 receives 60% of what they are supposed to receive, and 40%, meaning a bigger population is staying on their own. And the supporters,
What criteria do you use to come up with this? That this is category 1, 2, 3. Now this is self-reliant. Is it the years they have stayed in the settlement?
One is the years and the support. We have a database when we support people. we always have the database and we base on that, depending on their situation. And we have what the PSN, person with special needs. Those ones, we give them special attention to be in category 1. Yes.
Okay, even if they have stayed longer.
Even if they have stayed longer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you had earlier on said about the refugee situation. You had earlier on said the numbers influx. The numbers have reduced.
Yes.
Is that good news for us
course.
as OPM, for us as a country?
Of course, in protection, when you look at the context of this year theme, until everyone is safe. If we continue, if we are continuing receiving refugees, meaning the security, everyone is not safe.
We are not safe.
Being a refugee is one of the hard times anyone could face in life. So when the numbers reduce like this, automatically we have to be happy that at least the unrests are reducing, and we are now going to stability. Yes.
All right. Now, talking about Protect SRHR, what are some of the health challenges faced by refugees in settlements such as Omugo and the Rhino Camp? Specifically, issues to do with health challenges that they face.
Oh, the health challenges, like I earlier alluded, the closure of some facilities bring to the refugees, put them at longer distances. They have to walk longer distances to access the medical services. We still have a big number of GBV cases. We are trying to see how we can eradicate this through desensitizations to see that we reduce sexual and gender-based violence. The number, at least this year, the number of rape cases have reduced, defilement, but we still have...
But that has been an issue in the camp.
In the camp. But still, early pregnancies is a big challenge. And this is caused specifically due to maybe the reduction in the support. Because now parents can no longer support their children
the way they used to.
The way they used to. The support no longer comes the way it used to come. So the children become helpless, and you know, the people we protect here who are in the settlements, some of their cultures, I presume that once a girl is 14, 16, he or she is ready for marriage. Other tribes even put a flag, a red flag, at home or in the house to show that there is a
mature girl
in this home. But that mature girl is still young.
Below 18.
Below 18. And they are seen as source of bride price. So if situations at home are bad, they'll advise their children to still go to marriage side that they receive something, which is not good. And this project comes in to support.
Okay. So how is OPM, the Office of the Prime Minister, working with partners to address some of these challenges?
Of course, OPM's academic mandate is to coordinate our partners and give protection together with UNHCR. We are in collaboration with the district. We are in touch with the probation officers, with the district community services. We align and coordinate programs, and we support. Now we have partners who have come on board, like now this project. This project has partners like HI, Rahu, World Vision, led by IRC.
Yes.
They are trying to support the government to see that such issues are addressed where the government cannot reach, where the resources are strained, they come in. And this is a 4 years project. It is, and its impact is already felt. We have had sensitizations in the communities. They have tried to beef up facilities with some staff, and the continuous and redressing. We go to the communities to address the source of these challenges.
Challenges, yes.
In the settlement is where men are still beating their wives. In the settlement is, like I told you, is where you find a girl of 12 years is pregnant, and they're helpless. The girl doesn't know the father, the girl doesn't have any support. This project comes in, they give support, and even after enroll these children, we ensure that we enroll these children, these adults, young adolescents, back to schools. Yes.
Besides that, I've seen persons with special needs, especially persons with disabilities in the refugee camps? How different are they being treated, especially in the aspect of Protect SRHR?
Of course, now in this project, there is what we call disability inclusion.
Yes.
And that is where HI comes in. And now in the facilities, now when you come to now Omugo, we always ensure there is accessibility to facilities. And they always have the kits, the support tools, like the wheelchairs, they do assessment, they can give the ramps for movement to access the health facilities. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Previously, there has been the challenge of, funding. That has been a song that for
everyone
for the OPM and all that. So yeah. So how has this fared so far? So far, so good, or there's still a very big funding gap being faced by OPM and all the partners in the refugee settlement?
I think the funding was not only in the refugee setting. It was felt worldwide.
Yeah.
But in the context of the refugee setting, this year we have received some hope.
Okay.
OCHA came with some support, and some of the closed health facilities were reopened. OCHA came with support of 6 months.
Okay.
And we don't know what happens after 6 months.
After 6 months. That's
at least we're able to get now health workers and to beef up with what MTI, the implementing partner for health, for UNHCR had, and we reopened some of the facilities. For example, Mogo Extension Health Center 3, in Mvepi and in Eden. Yes.
Has that tried to address some of the challenges that you had talked about earlier on? Challenges like high demand for maternal and child health services, teenage pregnancy, mental health challenges, limited awareness about available health facilities, and all that. Has it tried to address?
Of course, now when you reopen a facility, one, you are bringing services closer to people, meaning the longer distances, the community birth have reduced, and you know the challenges that are associated with community birth. A lot of mothers have gone dying because there is no medical attention given to them. At least this is a walkable distance. When a mother is in labor, they can walk to the nearby health facility. And that is the maternal child services that are being extended, and the antenatal services that are being brought closer. And when you look at which other challenge did you say?
The challenge of mental health challenges.
Yes.
You know, some of these issues that affect post-traumatic disorder, that is as an effect of the war and all that. Yes.
Trauma, of course, the trauma victims are, when we reopen facilities, we always have psychiatric nurses there. So they can access them and they're given the support, and at least they get someone experienced to talk to. And like I told, being a refugee itself,
it's traumatizing.
It's traumatizing. And now on top of that, there is no health care. On top of that, like I told you earlier this year, there was no support for primary education. UNHCR informed us the funding that was there was earmarked to specific sectors like protection, and the discussion of the donors was like they cannot continue paying salaries for teachers. And this is the work of the development partners and the government. And aware that most of the schools in the settlement are community schools and they are not coded. The government cannot come in to support.
And fund.
So we had now to call for meetings with the parents, and we had to increase the PTA contribution.
Okay.
And we are...
This was for both the host communities and
of course, now the host communities are benefiting from the services in the refugee in the settlements. So you are asking a parent who is in category 3. Of course, this was their major source of income, at least to pay an average of 20,000 shillings. Now this one revives even the sickness, the trauma that was in the
one. Now I'm not receiving ratio because I'm in category 3.
Yes.
Now you have to pay 20,000, and That's a lot.
And now this child who has failed to be sustained in school, the only option is to go into early marriage. He's exposed to teenage pregnancy and all the associated diverse
Challenges,
issues.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So just so we know, maybe before we go for a break, why is sexual and reproductive health important in refugee settings specifically? Why is this so important for OPM and for partners to be able to deal with this matter specifically? Yes.
Of course, now you're aware that the world population majorly is the adolescents, the youth are very many. And now they need sensitization. These are people who are experiencing body changes for the very first time. And when they are not brought closer to, they are not sensitized. And the girls, when they don't access these health services, the trauma victims are not given the services they need. So this is why we need to sensitize our mothers. You know, the cultures.
Yes.
They are not like the Nueris. We fight with them to go and give birth in a health facility.
Okay. Okay.
Sometimes we are forced, they call us, to go and be there before they climb on the whatever.
On the labor bed.
Yes.
In the hospital.
Because in their cultures, they don't feel okay to undress before another person. And they don't want
stranger, they can't.
Yes, they don't want to undress before a health worker.
Wow.
So we are forced to go. Along, of course, me, I cannot go. I send a female staff
to go.
Go and attend together with one of their leaders. They listen best to their leaders and they respect opinion.
Okay.
So we have to sensitize them to adopt giving birth in health center, to go for antenatal services. And we fight teenage pregnancies. Now, like Terego district in the past years, you are aware it has been among the top districts with teenage pregnancy. And it's one of the refugee hosting districts. So we have a lot to do to sensitize the communities. We need to refer these mothers. We have to go to the communities, identify them, and go to school, sensitize these children. Some of them don't know that menstruation, especially the boys, is normal. They keep mocking the girls. So this is what this project has come in to address.
Okay, so so far has there been some little bit of change in this? You've mentioned something to do with the culture, difference.
The cultural norms.
The cultural norms that are quite different from what happens here. And so by the mere fact that they are here, they needed to practice what happens here. So with what you have tried to implement, has it created some change, some mindset change,
Yes.
or there's still more to be done?
This project started last year, and as of today, we see results.
Okay.
Like you said, mindset change. Development starts with someone, and it starts with the mind, specifically. So at least we see mothers going for antenatal services. We see them trying to go to the facilities to give birth, and this is where the world is going. They were used to their traditional birth attendants. But now we are trying to sensitize. At least what we do now, we make these traditional birth attendants VHTs in the communities, and we encourage them to refer these mothers to the health facilities. And we are happy now with the number of ambulances have at least increased. And we also handle the problems. When you are talking of sexual gender-based violence, the perpetrators are the men.
And they live in this
live with them.
Settlements.
Yes. So we have to organize community barazas, we have to organize community sensitization meetings to inform them of the available services. And now, like when we reopen, we have to sensitize them to go to the facilities. Yes.
Okay. So how is the Protect SRHR project contributing to bridging the health gap in the settlement?
Of course, now as a partner, they come in to support the government. Where the government cannot reach, they come in to support, like I told you, in the sensitization, the referral pathways, and trying to beef up in facilities. They have the health workers that support in the health centers. Like I told you, they have assistive devices to especially persons living with disabilities. Of course, these are some of the services that the government and where UNHCR cannot reach, the project has come in. And in the first year, I think it is making a year as of today, we see credible changes.
Okay.
And we hope for a lot to come. Yes.
All right, dear viewer, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll be diving deep into the discussion, and we'll also ask the very pertinent question about the role of men in as far as Protect SRHR is concerned. Please do have a date with us, because we'll go up to 9 p.m. when we shall say bye-bye. But as it stands, let's take a break. We'll be coming right back. Good evening.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
A very good evening to you, and welcome back from that break. It is a very special edition of a talk show we're having this Monday evening. As we commemorate the World Refugee Day, we are asking the very pertinent questions about Protect SRHR in the refugee settlements. And the main theme for the World Refugee Day is until everyone is safe, bridging the health gap for refugees in West Nile region. And we do understand that West Nile is a host to a number of refugees, and because of that, we want to look at issues to do with Protect SRHR in the refugee settlement. And beyond that is to do with the West Nile region. And Mr. Julie Nicodemus, I beg your pardon, is with us, and he has given us a very interesting statistics on the refugee status situation in West Nile region, and also giving us the situation as far as health service in the refugee settlement is concerned. And this is a very important information for you to consume this very evening. And before we wait for a break, I'd said earlier on that we'd be looking at the situation of men in as far as Protect SRA, HRA is concerned. So now I want to come to you, Mr. Wejuli. What role do men play in improving health outcomes among the refugee communities? Or like you had said earlier on, the East aspect of culture, is it a bit different?
Yes.
Or how is it?
Of course, now when you go in the context of culture, everyone wants to preserve their culture. And it's the gradual process to change what someone believes in and that they identify themselves with. But you're aware men are at the household heads and they play a major role in their families.
Yes.
So we have to reach out to them, to reach out to their wives, to sensitize them, encourage them to go and attend antenatal services. Actually, now when we are sensitizing them, we encourage them to escort their women. Health workers, at least you a man, at least at one point you also told, you invited.
You invited, or else they don't attend to her.
I don't know whether you went.
I did.
But men are encouraged to escort their wives while going for antenatal services. And when we are trying to break some cultural norms and beliefs, we have to reach out to the leaders and the elders of communities. So we engage them in the community engagement meetings. We create health awareness. We invite them. We encourage them to especially reduce GBV on their women. And now, like I told you, their support has reduced. You know what it means to a man.
You have to go hustle
you have
so
to
that
go
you
hustle.
feed.
Yes. And the pressures that come to men, some of them cannot absorb it. Some of them resort to becoming violent. Some of them, they don't. When a woman comes and tells them we don't have food, you know, these are the main challenges we always face. And you don't have something in the pocket, you'll feel you married someone who is not understanding you, and they have to go violent to the extent of beating down. So we have to sensitize them on all alternative dispute resolutions, other than fighting, other than going into some dubious activities. And we also encourage them to go for family planning. You are aware now, previously, by the way, when the support with the WFP was still there, many used to produce, people used to produce in the settlement. Because the more number of children,
enough food.
No, the more number of children on your station, the more support you get.
And that warranted that you should have more children, so that you get more support.
More support. Yes. So now, when you have 10 or 14 people on your card, and they are giving 20,000 to each person, you are going away with something like 200.
280 something. Yes.
And those who are in category 1, when they're receiving previously around 40,000 or 30 something, you see someone goes around 600,000. But if you are alone, you're getting the 20,000. So people used to produce to get more support. And right now,
the support has gone down.
It has gone down.
The children have remained with you.
It is now you to take care of them.
Wow.
And now it becomes a challenge on them.
Wow.
That's why we have now come out to encourage men to do family planning. Of course, it is not an independent decision of the woman to go for family planning. Otherwise, you are calling for more GBV cases.
Yes. But with this situation, I'm very sure men are eager to go for family planning.
Yes, for family planning. Of course, now you have to be real now. You have to go realistic and tell them this is what is happening, and we don't hope things to change. Aware that the refugee system in Uganda is progressive. you are integrated, and with time you are relieved from the support.
You become like the
Yes,
citizens.
Uganda, other
you
than
inter-
any
yes.
other country hosting refugees, has an open door policy. Refugees are allowed to work, live in any part of the country, not limited to the settlements.
Okay.
So we encourage refugees to go for opportunities. They are educated, by the way.
True.
There are people with the skills. We have trained them, partners have trained them in a number of skills. So we encourage men to go and hunt for opportunities.
So what about the adolescents and the young people? How are they being supported in the refugee settlement in as far as aspects of health and other necessary services are concerned?
Now, in the settlement and districts, partners don't work alone.
Okay.
Partners, there was coordination, they coordinate with others, build synergies. What you cannot handle, now what this project cannot handle,
Other partners.
other partners can handle. When this project identifies trauma victims, we have a mental health partner, they link them to that, and we have livelihood partners. We link them to get livelihood support. We link to skilling to the adolescents, especially now some survivors who have now dropped out of school. We link them to alternative skilling opportunities, such that at least in the next generation we have people who earn something. And this is where we are going. Like the OPM Agenda 2040 and the government vision 2040. We need to have an income, we have households that generate incomes on a day. In fact, if the refugees had foresighted things earlier, in the previous years,
When they were still in level 1. And
yes, and a lot of support was coming to the refugees.
Okay.
If they had opened their minds earlier, we wouldn't be into this. We are now this project is now dealing with the trauma and survivors, because they were shocked with the recategorization, with the reduction in the support, causing children to drop out of schools,
to get married
to
early.
get married early, and some child mothers. We use some child mothers to talk to their peers of the challenges they have faced in the early marriages, so that it deters the young generation from
to
doing
make
the
the same
same.
mistake.
That where you are going is not safe. You need to prepare before going into it. Yes.
All right. So, what message do you have for the refugees and the host communities in Rhino Camp Refugee Settlement, in Omugo, and
In
even
Bidibidi,
other in
Lobole,
Bidibidi,
yes.
Lobole, and the rest of the refugee
yes,
settlements
yes,
within West Nile
within
region,
West Nile.
or even throughout Uganda, because we are being viewed countrywide.
Yes. Like I said, now the context of West Nile, I'll start with the West Nile.
Yeah.
West Nile refugees are settled on a community land, other than Southwest, where refugees are settled on the government land.
Okay.
Here, we reached out to communities.
They provided
They
land.
provide the land, we settle for settlement and agriculture. But now land for agriculture is limited. And now I call upon to our host community members and the landlords to take this message. At least I have informed them of what is happening in the settlement. That things are not as they used to be. Previously, they could get this support. They would get from WFP and partners to get land for agriculture, because the plots we give them is not enough for agriculture and settlement. So they could go out to the communities,
Okay.
get land for agriculture, And other communities, by the way, other landlords have been very good to us. They have given the land freely to our people in agriculture for free. And even at the end of the season, they don't ask for anything.
Okay.
And people who are living near such landlords are enjoying. And when you ask some of them, they say they don't have dreams of going back to their countries of origin. Yes. So it is our humble appeal that refugees are people with hope. They are people with dreams. They are people with strength. And they should be given the support. We call upon to development partners. We call upon to our landlords to give them land freely. Of course, we always have engagement meetings with the landlords to support. At least we have the peaceful coexistence policy, that at least the support that comes to the settlement, some of it must go to the host communities. Like now, this project specifically is being implemented in Pakwach, Terego, Maracha, and many districts around West Nile. So we appeal to them to support our people, and we also encourage our refugees to create cordial relationships with the host communities. Because where it has reached now, they have to look for alternative ways of survival. And we cannot dwell on the partners in the settlement only. As men or women, they have to go out and hunt. When you have been skilled in welding, and you see you are in Bidibidi, but there is no market for your enterprise,
Come to Arua City.
Move to Arua, where you can flourish and do your business very well. So we have to be open-minded, that we don't limit ourselves to opportunities only in the settlement, but countrywide.
Okay.
Like where I come from Busia. There's a lot of trade there along the border. Uganda has opened door policy. Let people go to the border. Let them go and trade. Yes.
Are the refugees aware that they are not restricted to specific place? They can move anywhere so long as they are law-abiding citizens?
Yes.
I mean, people?
And I think we have tried to do sensitizations.
Okay.
And this is part of it.
Okay.
I'm here to inform them of that they are free to move, work, and stay in any part of this country, as long as they abide by the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and other regulations. Yes.
All right. Previously, I'm glad that you've brought up this issue of the host communities and the refugees. Previously, there used to be conflict over resources such as firewood, grazing area, and all that. How is the situation now? Has that changed? Is it okay now? Please.
Of course, the district, together with us, we came up with ordinances. We came up with the ordinances, the food security ordinance, now like on stray animals. Refugees, of course, the host communities used to complain. Partners used to give a lot of goats. Of course, goats can survive very well in the refugee communities,
semi-arid
in the semi-arid areas, especially our local type of goats. So in dry spell like now, this one, someone has goats, you cannot tie them. They have to leave them on free range. But now this brings a lot of challenge, because now as they're on free range, they're going to people's gardens, and conflicts will arise from that. And they used to complain, I'm told, refugees are having many goats.
For us, we don't have. Yet we are landlords.
Yes. But now that's where the peaceful coexistence policy comes in.
Okay.
At least 40% to the host community, 30%. And now the ordinances are being implemented severely in the communities. You leave your animals to go into someone's garden, there is a fee to pay.
It doesn't matter who you are.
It doesn't matter
whether
who you
host
are,
community,
whether host
refugee,
community
you
or
must
refugee,
pay.
you must pay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And the firewood, of course, we had a plan, like you go in the communities, there are a number of woodlots that have been
Woodlots, yes.
planted,
Yeah.
but people go into the communities to hunt for wood fuel. In the night, someone is busy cutting down the trees. And now Terego has been known in West Nile as a source of charcoal.
Charcoal, true.
And this has a big impact on the environment. So we are encouraging people to adopt to smart cooking technologies. A lot of partners have come to the settlement. They have trained on briquette. They have trained on energy saving techniques. At least people are adopting to that.
On one World Environment Day, I was in Bidi. There was some stove that that was getting power from the sun. And it was very interesting in the refugee settlement. So I said, wow.
Yes, that is under Oxfam and something like under the Sustain project.
Yes.
And these are the synergies I talked about. What SRHR is not doing, the other project is doing. And together, they cause change in the communities.
Okay. All right. All right. You were giving message and you had started with West Nile. I think we've exhausted the message for West Nile.
Yes.
But there are other refugee settlements that are outside of here. You say they benefit. They are settled on government land, not community land.
Of course, even those ones given government land is not sufficient. They have to go out of the settlement to do agriculture. They can hire land from the landlords, do agriculture, and produce enough food. It is very unfortunate that this time round we were strongly affected by the dry spell. But that I think while you're in Bidi, you saw in that project an irrigation pump.
Yes.
That is subsidized. All refugees and people from the host communities can access these pumps. And once 60% is covered by the project.
And the 40% is now by you.
That's around 33% by the group or individual. So we are trying to make the communities aware that groups do not need rain to grow, but rather they need water. So if we can adopt these technologies, we are going to have a different picture of the settlement. And this is clearly prescribed in the settlement agenda that we are implementing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, as we commemorate the World Refugee Day, what is your call to action?
The call to action to all our viewers, the refugees, host communities, development partners, and the government agencies, is it's now time. We join hands to support our people. It's now time we go harder into the real issues affecting our people. Now, like I earlier alluded, the real cause of trauma right now is livelihoods. We should not go too much into agriculture. We should not go too much into skilling, such that our population has food. And in Africa, one of the challenges is poverty, food insecurity, and these civil wars. But once we can address poverty, we encourage our children to go to school. At least now, like I said, we got funding, the OCHA funding. And let's encourage our children when they go to school. Even those these younger mothers who have dropped out, who the teenage pregnancy cases, we always enroll them back to school. They should at least ensure they have a better life. Their hope has not ended there. Development partners are called upon to come and respond to the issues affecting refugees that I have earlier alluded, and we have a new picture of the settlement and host communities. I call upon the host communities to continue being receptive and support our people of concern like before. And at least it's now time we generously gave out land. We have always held discussions, at least others have always received something in kind at the end of the harvest. But you see, this is fair enough to our people. And we have a food secure community. Yes.
All right. The commemoration, because of the SOPs, because of Ebola threat, is not happening physically this time around. How would it have been if the Ebola threat was not there?
Of course, we always organize celebrations, but these celebrations are not just celebrations that we come together to dance, to celebrate. We reflect on the impact that we are making in the communities. This is when we showcase the unique progress or the unique beneficiaries. Someone tells you about this, and this motivates others. This gives hope. It shows being a refugee is not the end of it all. You still dream big, you still have a better life to live, and you still have the strength. You still have the capacity to fight for opportunities like never before.
Okay.
Yes. And we call upon, like the theme says, until everyone is safe. We call upon everyone to ensuring that we have equitable access to health services, education services, as the government does its cardinal role of protection, and we ensure peaceful coexistence. We harmonize. At least now, like you saw, the conflicts have reduced.
Yes.
The assimilation is going on. So we encourage our people to ensure that we have access to health care, which is very important as we tackle the gender norms, as this project goes on, the sensitizations and creating awareness in the communities about the health rights and the sexual reproductive health rights of our people. We are in the communities. Yes.
Okay. Just about the aspect of conflict, you said a lot has reduced. There were scenarios where certain tribes were not allowed to settle in the same, settlement. Another was taken there, another was taken there. So has that been resolved? Are they now living in the same area, or still there's a way you're managing things differently?
Of course, there are some tribes that are antagonistic by nature. So we don't want, we always try to not assume. We always try to be protective, and we ensure that they are not in the same area. Of course, people who have had grudges before, something small can erupt.
Yes.
And a fight, of course, comes up. So we are always very careful, especially in resettlement.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So our time is up. You can be able to give us your parting shot, your closing remarks.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, our dear viewers, for keeping in touch and for this discussion. As we commemorate the World Refugee Day, we reflect on the strength and the resilience for the refugees, and we keep on encouraging our dear refugees and the host communities to work together, and we have a different phase. Hope is not all that lost. There's still a lot of hope, and it is a collaborative effort.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
A very great guest.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Hope to have you on the set again next time.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, dear viewer, we've come to the end of our talk show this evening. It's been a very wonderful moment having you on the show, and we do hope that we can be able to bridge the health gap for refugees in West Nile region and Uganda at large. And that, notwithstanding the host communities, you can be able to benefit from this message that has been shared for the refugees this very evening. Today, as we celebrate, as we commemorate World Refugee Day, the theme still remains until everyone is safe. We should be able to bridge the health gap for refugees in West Nile region. God bless you. Have the best of your night. Bye-bye.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.